Are you thinking about leaving your corporate job to start a coaching business? In this video, you'll discover the 7 most common and costly mistakes corporate leaders make when transitioning into coaching. And stay until the end because the 7th mistake is going to be the most costly to your success as a coach. Mistake number 1 that I see every corporate leader make is spending too much time getting ready to get ready. Now, this is normal to do because of all of our fears and our doubts and our insecurities when we leave something that we have 15, 20, or 25 years of experience into something completely new. Now, it's not really completely new because you are leveraging your expertise and your experience, but there's a whole new set of skill sets that you haven't developed yet. And what I see is most coaching leaders, instead of focusing on testing and validating their offer and getting their first coaching client, instead they distract themselves with their logo and their brand and their business cards. And at the end of the day, none of that matters in the first few months of building your business. So it's normal to recognize that people often are frozen and are paralyzed by analysis. But the quicker that you get into action, the sooner you're going to make the impact and earn the income that you desire. So do not make the mistake out of the gate of spending too much time getting ready to get ready. The second big mistake that I see corporate leaders make is not choosing a niche. Now, you as a corporate leader may have helped a variety of employees, of coworkers throughout your journey in corporate. And because of that, you can help many different people from many walks of life with many different challenges. But if you take that same generalized approach online, your message will get lost in the noise. You will post on LinkedIn or you'll start creating videos and no one will pay attention. So instead, I want you to hyper focus. Instead of considering calling yourself a business coach or a career coach or an executive coach or a leadership coach, those are way too broad. You want to narrow your focus and be even more specific in your messaging. Here's a tangible example. A great client of mine shifted his focus from being a leadership coach to now saying, I help senior finance leaders struggling to empower their team, improve their leadership skills to prepare for CFO roles. Notice how clear, specific, tangible that message is and that niche is that you're serving. Now, I get that some of you may have this fear and this resistance of missing out on opportunity. I have tons of great training videos on my YouTube channel on how to narrow your niche, how to get clear on your message and your offer. So don't let that worry you now. Just know that the more narrow you are on your niche, the more successful you'll be. Instead of having your opportunity as a coach, you will triple it when you get hyper-focused on that niche and that message. The third big mistake that I see corporate leaders make when starting a coaching business is offering free coaching or not charging enough. Now, part of this is because they want to make sure that they're over-delivering. So there's a sense of insecurity. Sometimes we call it imposter syndrome of the value that you're delivering. So to go from never charging a client to charging $50,000 for your first client may be too big of a leap to make. But could you charge $10,000 or $5,000 or even $3,000? Of course you could. And that's totally doable. So instead of charging nothing for your coaching, what you will find is that if you start working with clients for free, you will erode your confidence over time. Why? Because they have no skin in the game. They're not committed to their own transformation and their own breakthrough nearly as much as a client who invests time, energy, and money to work with you. Why? Because when we invest money in something, we demand a return on it. We demand an ROI. And if you don't have that client who has skin in the game, they're going to have one foot out the door. They're not going to be prioritizing the work that you're doing with them. So again, you don't need to go from 0 to 10K on your first client. Maybe you charge a couple $1,000s, right? Maybe you frame it in a way of saying something like, hey, this is my first case study program that I'm launching. I want to make sure that I deliver the most amount of value with a handful of clients out of the gate. So my normal pricing for the coaching program is going to be $6,000. But because you were one of my first clients, I'm offering a 50% discount in exchange for your testimonial. So it's only going to be an investment of $3,000. Now you're still charging something, so there's skin in the game, but you're doing an amount that you feel comfortable with, that you know that you can over-deliver on. So that third mistake is critical. It's okay in the beginning if you trade a little bit of value through a testimonial, but do not give your coaching away for free because that will hurt you in the long run. The fourth mistake that I see corporate leaders make is thinking that clients will come to you. This is a mistake that many of the clients who come to work with us have, because when they come to work with us, they've already decided, some of them, to start a website. And they'll come to us and they'll say, Peter, listen, I've got this great website. I hired a designer. I hired a copywriter. It's incredible, but I've got no clients or I've got no leads. And the reason why this is a problem is because of that field of dreams mindset. So you know that great baseball movie from the 80s with Kevin Costner called Field of Dreams? In it, they have that phrase, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, if you build the baseball diamond, all the players will come, right? And it's beautiful in Hollywood. It's a great film. I highly recommend watching it if you haven't yet. But in entrepreneurship, in the coaching world, it's a disaster. It's not true. If you build your website, no one will come to it. Not because your website is bad, it's because you don't know how to effectively generate traffic and leads, traffic to that website, and convert that traffic into leads. So just know that choosing a logo, developing a business card, designing a website and launching the website is not enough to attract the leads and the clients that you're looking for. So do not make that limiting belief mistake or that false belief of if you build it, they will come. The fifth mistake that I see corporate leaders make is not becoming a student of marketing, sales, and systems. And this is directly related to that if you build it, they will come mistake. Not becoming a student means that all you decide to dedicate yourself to develop are your coaching skills. Now, don't get me wrong, your coaching skills are really important. You've got to develop a level of mastery to facilitate deep transformation in your client's life. And if you neglect the marketing skills, the copywriting skills, the business development skills, the learning technology and systems and AI skills, if you neglect those things, you will continue to struggle. Unless you have this network of people who view you as a celebrity and you've got millions of followers on social media, then sure, you have an audience already, you can get to 6 or 7 figures in your coaching business. But if you're starting from scratch, even if you have a great network in your corporate world, in your corporate network, then you got to learn and become a student of marketing, sales, and systems. My challenge, my invitation for you is to fall in love with the marketing side, the sales side, the business development side of your business as much as you love the coaching. Why? Because only a handful of the people out there that see your message are going to become your clients. I don't mean just 5, but I just mean like a smaller percentage of your audience will become your clients, but a ton of your audience will see your message. And so if you dedicate yourself to do YouTube videos like I do, or to start producing content on LinkedIn, even if some of those people don't become clients, they're going to receive value from you. And when you have that mindset and you recognize that your content will change more lives than your coaching ever will, that's when magic happens in your evolution as a coach. And that's where you go from just being a one-on-one coach to now being the CEO of your coaching business. So really important to become that student of marketing, sales, and systems. The sixth mistake that I see corporate leaders make is staying stuck in the learning phase. Listen, learning is one of my highest values. Personal growth is really important to me. I constantly hire mentors. I constantly attend events. I'm members of masterminds. All of those things are useful. But if all I did with those learning sources was to learn and not apply what I was learning, I would get a fraction of the results that I am today. So yes, you want to learn. Yes, you want to read books. Yes, you want to watch YouTube videos like this. But more important than just learning is applying that knowledge. I don't believe that learning is power or knowledge is power. I believe that applied knowledge is power. So it's really critical that you get out of the learning phase and actually be quick to implement. So with a couple of the tactics or strategies that you heard in this video, take one thing and go implement it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, literally today. Let's go implement it now. Even if it's not perfect yet, even if you may feel that, you'll put a message out there and no one will respond, so what? We want to fail faster to get that much closer to success. So the mindset shift is, instead of staying in analysis by paralysis by analysis, or staying in the learning phase, I want you to continue to learn, but I want you to be quick to implement. And the faster you implement, the faster you're going to get results. Now, I promise the seventh mistake is the most costly, and it really is. So thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. The seventh mistake corporate leaders make when starting a coaching business is not having a coach to guide them in the process. I appreciate you watching my YouTube videos, but let's be honest. There's only so much value that you can get from a 10-minute YouTube video. Imagine instead you working with a mentor, and it doesn't even have to be me. For the last 10 years in my coaching business, I have invested hundreds, plural, of thousands of dollars in different business coaches and different masterminds. Why? Not because I couldn't figure it out myself. I totally could figure this stuff out myself. It would just take me 20 years. Why not take what could take 20 or 10 years of your life and collapse it down in 6 to 12 months? That will get you to the impact that you want, the income that you want, far faster. And I don't say this to discount your intelligence. You're already successful. You're already hardworking. You're already, all of those things. And do you really want to take the couple hours a week that you have outside of your job to try to figure this stuff out on your own? Or do you want to be laser focused and implement the things that are going to actually move the needle? So it doesn't have to be me, but I highly recommend you connect with somebody who could be a potential business coach for you. That is hands down the most costly and biggest mistake that I see corporate leaders make. Now, if you're committed to avoiding these mistakes and want a customized 3-step roadmap to help you launch this coaching business and get your first paying client as quickly as possible, comment the word roadmap below, and I'll share with you a free training video that outlines the 7 steps every one of our clients use to build a profitable coaching business. If you've gotten value from this video, then I simply have a quick favor to ask. I've noticed recently that the majority of you who watch these videos aren't even subscribed to my channel yet. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel, click that subscribe button, and that way you'll never miss a future video. And make sure to check out, once you're subscribed, my free online course. It teaches you step by step how to start a profitable coaching business and enroll your first paying client in the next 30 days. So just click up here, watch this course, and I'll see you there. My name is Peter Scott, reminding you to be here, act now, and fear less.